What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Old Volks TV. We are back at it, working on the cars again. We're gonna fix that bus today. We got a huge trip coming up, and then we have also a camping trip coming up. Don't know which one we're gonna do, but either way, we got to get out of here with that bus. We got to camp. The weather's too nice to not be camping right now. You remember a couple weeks ago, we were driving the bus on the winter cruise, and we don't have no brakes. The clutch cable was rubbing on the brake line, caused a little hole. Actually, two of the brake lines, and we lost all the brakes and we got stuck, and there was no way for us to drive the bus anymore. So we got to get that fixed. After that, we were kind of talking about, things that we keep in our safety kit and how we can pretty much get our way out of any trouble. But that's one thing that nobody ever thought would be a problem: a hole in a metal brake line. So we sort of figured out a way to fix that. Gary actually came up with this idea. And what we're going to use is this little brass compression fitting. These are available on Amazon. I'll put the link below for you. They're really cheap. They're fantastic to keep in your kit. We got all new brake lines for the bus, or just those two, because the other ones were pretty new, pretty good. But the two that have holes, we got new ones. And then I bought some of these little short ones with the ends on them from Wolfsburg West. These are good to keep in the kit because this is a good length to make a repair, and it's got the ends on it. Ooh, hit myself in the face. It's got the ends on it to make the repairs if you need to plug it into a master cylinder or to a wheel cylinder, or if you just need to put one in the middle somewhere using a couple of these. You can, if a rock comes up and pokes a hole in it or breaks it, you can splice in a section of this. This is a pretty good length. This is a 12-inch little piece. So what these do, there's a little ferrule in there, and you don't have to flare. You see the end of this has a little flare on it. That's so that the stock fitting can crunch that down and make a good seal. These don't need that. These have a little ferrule in there, and they sort of compress around this when you tighten the two sides down, and that fixes it, basically stops the leak. So I'm gonna go put a couple of these on the bus just to show you what you would do on the trail if you had to make the repair. Then I'm gonna go ahead and replace them, with good ones, because one solid piece is always better than junctions. But if you're in a pinch, this is the way to go. So it's super windy outside. You're not gonna be able to hear me, so that's why I'm doing this inside. But we'll go outside right now and get to work. Put some brass on that bus. Alright, so there's not very many tools that you need to actually get this done. It can be super easy. In the shop, we normally use the big, kind of brake line bender, but that can be clumsy underneath the car. You don't want to be underneath, and there's no room, and you're having a hard time with it. So I got one of these really cheap little, it's not even mechanical. You just kind of stick it in there and you just bend it down. Made in the USA, by the way. This is what's going to be in the emergency kit, because you can just kind of hook it on there and just make your bend. You just bend it down. I don't want to bend this yet. So you definitely want to have one of those. You're going to need a cutter. These are not very expensive. These little tubing cutters. You've seen me use this before. It's like a little pizza wheel, and you just stick it on there and turn it. This will fit pretty much anywhere you need it to fit. Once you get the old brake line disconnected, you can pull it down, find the hole, and you want to just cut back. But this will give you a good clean cut. You should have a file too. I didn't grab one, but I'll go get one. Just to file off the ends so you don't have any sharp burrs. When you try to stick the little ferrules on there, it needs to be kind of smooth. So just a little file of some sort should be, plenty of that. As far as the fitting goes, I don't carry a lot of standard tools. I use metric stuff because it's a bus. You got metric. And so for this one, this is a 3/16 brake line, a number 10 and a number 11 wrench normally would do you. The 11 will fit, 10 fits in the middle. It's a little bit loose. And then the 11, this is actually a line wrench, but that'll fit the outside. And then the idea is when you put those two together, you can tighten it, and that'll do your compression. What it's supposed to be, it's actually a 7/16 on the outside and a 3/8 in the middle. You'll see those fit good and tight. There's no sloppiness. So that's what we're going to use today. But in the kit, in a pinch, the 3/8 and the number 11 should work for you. So I guess let's just get into it. This is our sacrificial piece here, and I want to cut it, but I don't want to ruin the other end. You know, I don't need a whole lot, so I'm just going to kind of cut this thing, let's go this way, a little off center. I'm going to keep enough. Our hole is really close on this one, so you know, if we get the good bend on it, we'll have room to make the splice, and then we'll still have a useful piece. So you just get that lined up in the jaws there, get it kind of tight, and give her a twist. Alright, now we got them cut, which is fantastic. It took a long time to get them cut. Now we're just going to take a file. You know, we're just going to kind of clean up the ends like that. Just want to make sure it's not sharp. You want to make sure that the end of the hole is good. You know, it's not covered up by anything. We do both sides. There's a coating that's on these Wolfsburg West ones. Some of the regular old steel ones you get from the, you know, your parts house, they don't have that. Stainless steel ones obviously don't have that. That's what we got for the Bug, was the stainless steel ones. This coating is a little thicker. It kind of makes it a little harder to do the work, so you want to see if you can get some of that off. So now we have our two pieces. We can, you know, essentially just imagine this is the one from the bus, and this will be our new patch that's going to snap into the master cylinder there. And we got our little brass fitting. When you open these, you got to be really careful. There's this little thing in here, this little ferrule. That's the important part of the compression fitting. I've already lost one like 3 times. I had to go look for it. It took forever. So essentially all you do is you slide the end on, you slide the little, see, it's tricky because there's that coating on there. There we go. See, that should slide on just like that. I like to put that right at the end and then push this, and you'll see the tube goes in a little more. But you want to make sure that that little guy is snug. You know, and then we're just going to do it hand tight for now. Then we get both. Alright, so don't lose that. This part, you know, it's threaded on the inside and it's just a hole on the other side. So should be obvious which way it goes. These don't matter. You put those on whichever way you want. But again, you put it in there and you push until that's as far in as it can go. You know, and then there's our union. So there's a fixed brake line. And then you would take your, wrenches and then you just, when you tighten it up, compresses that compression fitting, and then there's no more leak. You know, now we have one line again. If you had to do this in the middle of a brake line, obviously you'd have another one of these over here. You'd do two, you'd splice in a piece. You'd have to cut a little more out. Because we're just doing on the end, this should be plenty. This might even fix both of them. I have more of these. So that's pretty much it. That's how you fix a brake line with a compression fitting. Now we're going to go out to the bus and we're going to see if we can actually get that to work in real life. Come on, let's go outside. All right, there it is. Brakes. Took it for a test drive. Drove perfect. Adjusted the rear brakes too, just because they were not even touching the drums. Not good. I got to fix the adjusters on those, but for now, at least I got the little stars adjusted out. So we have rear brakes. We have an e-brake now. It comes out like 5 clicks and it holds the bus. I feel really good about that. And the bus actually drives and stops a heck of a lot better. So that's good for today. If you ever get out on the trail and you need to do a quick repair, compression fittings, that's the ones. Get them from the link down below and keep them in your bus with a cutter and a bender, man. You'll be so glad you did if you ever need it. Get you a shirt from down below. Find the link. I don't know where we're getting them from, but somewhere. Sean puts a link down there, and that's where you get them. Check out all the friends. Get all the links down below too for all their friends and all their channels. And subscribe and like it and share it and all that stuff. We're getting a lot more people subscribing, a lot more commenting. I love the comments, man. I'll answer everybody's comments. Put something down below, ask me a question or whatever. And yes, I am going to put real brake lines on there. I'm not just going to leave those repairs on there. That was just for now, just to test the theory and see if it was going to work. But I do have brand new ones I'll put in there when I do the rear brakes. And that'll be a different video. We're going to do it on the Bug too, so eventually you'll see how to do it. That's pretty much it. Thanks for watching.